Hey, what's going on guys? Migzube here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at an Esper control deck for standard best of one. So we've played blue-white and we've played blue-black control in the past week, and now it's time to mix the two together and play some Esper control. So the upsides of playing Esper are that you get all the best control cards from the three main control colors, but the downsides are that your mana base is a lot shakier. Innistrad did help a lot with that by giving us a potential untapped Dimir land and a potential untapped Azorius land, but it's still not perfect. We'll get into the new cards quickly because I mean they're the same that every player that's playing control is running, and we'll cover the list in a little bit more detail. So we got Sunset Revelry. This card's really good. If your opponent has more life than you, gain 4 life. If they have more creatures, you make 2 1/1s. And if they have more cards, you draw a card. I like this card more in blue-white because you're playing a lot more from behind in that deck. For some reason, I feel like the Esper deck has a lot more card advantage. Maybe that's just me, maybe that's just my experience in playing it. But playing blue-white versus playing Esper, I feel like I've gotten all 3 modes in blue-white a lot more. But I still think it's an important card. It helps you stabilize the battlefield. It helps you draw some cards, gain some life. Really good. So 2 copies. Infernal Grasp, just good black targeted removal. I didn't feel like 4 Vanishing Burst was enough, and sometimes you don't have black-white on 2. I know, not ideal, but it happens. So I think Infernal Grasp is a good fit. We have Siphon Insight as more card advantage. Again, not the full 3 or 4, just because our mana is a bit trickier, and we have other ways to gain card advantage, but I do like this card here. The fact that we're 3 colors also means that if we're facing any blue, black, or white deck, their lands tap for our correct color of mana, which is pretty fun, and I do like this card. I like how you can play it on 2 and then on 3, and it fills out your curve for you, so fan of Siphon Insight. What else do we have? Deluge. Obviously, Deluge is crazy. Card draw spell that you can flash back and get a ton more card advantage. Really feels like you never run out of things to do when you have this card, and you also feel like you have all the answers at pretty much all times. It's really good. And I think that's it for the new cards, bar the mana base. Other stuff we run, 1 Portable Hole. Deals with cheap creatures and deals with classes. I really like this card. I wouldn't play like 3 or 4, but I would consider going up to 2 because it's narrow, but it's very good where it is good. 1 Duress, again, it's good where it is good and it's bad where it is bad. Same with Portable Hole. Against like control mirrors, which there have been a surprising amount of, although I didn't face any in this recording session, ironically. We just faced a lot of aggro. Duress is good in those matchups a lot. People are popularizing blue-white and blue-black, so Duress, solid little one of. We have the Disdainful Stroke, Negate as our 2 mana counter spells. Vanishing Verse, obviously the best removal spell in, one of the best removal spells in the format, if not the best. Really good one in Orzhov, and we're running black-white, so we can play it. Divide by Zero is our learn card. Sweet little learn board. This is what I'm running in a lot of my decks, a lot of my blue-black based decks. Double Sciences, Double Teachings, Double Exhibition, and Confront the Past. You can run a Pest Summoning if you want. You can run Introduction to Annihilation. This learn board's very much so personal preference. I just put a bunch of my favorite learn cards and the ones I feel like I fetch the most often. I feel like I never fetch Pest Summoning or the other one, and I feel like there are games where I want 2 of some of these. So we're going to go with that. Slot coming is tricky. Ideally, you want it on 3, but it's most of the time more important to have Doomscar on 3. So if you're saving it and casting it later on the game, it's fine. Like in matchups where it's good, you don't necessarily need it on 3, so you're happy to just foretell it and keep it there until it's good. Whereas Doomscar you need on the matchups where it's good on 3, right? The aggro matchups. So your priority is double white in the aggressive matchups, double blue in the controlling matchups, and then trying to get 1 black source in there here and there. Eventually you need 2 for Onyx, but that kind of comes with the untapped dual lands. So yeah, managing your mana is tricky, and I have lost a game or 2 just because I've put a pathway on the wrong side, which sucks, but it is what it is, and you have to be cognizant of that when playing this deck. Doomscar, obviously, crazy Wrath, really good in the format right now. Really good Wrath. It's basically, sorry, I'm just repeating myself, better than Shadow's Verdict, better than Crippling Fear, and we're going to play 4 copies of it. 4 Olrun's Epiphanies, again, same with my last 2 control decks. How bad can 4 extra turns really be? Helps you take over the game, helps you stabilize, it doesn't draw you cards, but it essentially gives you another land and another draw, makes you some blockers, you can protect your planeswalkers, you can start killing them with Mordenkainen dogs, you can set up more counter spells. It's really good. And the mana base, we have Marsh and Beach on top. Dual lands, like I was saying, all the pathways, 1 campus because you can scry with it, and sometimes you need the another dual land. Plains, Island, Swamp, one of each basic so we can fetch them with Environmental Sciences. One Hull as an alternate win con, one Amiria's Call as another white source and alternate win con, and one Juari's Disruption as a force spike and tap land. Once your opponent sees one, they might play around another. All right, we are a 27 land deck, which I think is appropriate. You don't really want to miss lands, and I don't want to go much more than that, although I can see going up to like 28. Anyways, guys, sorry for the bit of rambling. If you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video. It will be in the description down below as always, and consider subscribing. It motivates me to make more content. So that's gonna be it for me, guys. Let's get into some games. Okay, sweet. Nice little hand. We got the beaches, so we can start with tap land into untapped land into untapped land. We got board wipe, extra turn, Revelry to try to help us bridge the gap. Really solid. Double Plains, Monk of the Open Hand. Alright, into Code Spell Cleric. Well, Doomscar's already looking juicy. And we have a turn of getting it away from a potential Elite Spellbinder. Go ahead. They cast Portable Hole and another Cleric. Okay, so they're doing that for more counters, I presume. Get in for 6. Pretty easy Wrath. Secured. What else? Okay, no other threats down right now. Do I get down double black? I think so. We just go for a bit more black at the moment. Go here and here. Foretell a Sot coming. And pass the turn. Hold open Insight and Spellbinder. Yeah, I'm pretty happy just countering that. I'm not surprised that they had one. Okay, we can foretell the Epiphany. Untapped Marsh. Sago. Right now, this only gains 4 life, so we want to hold off on it for a little bit. Probably send you back. And we can grab... Honestly, I think I'm good for Environmental Sciences. Just ensure that we hit land. We're not drawing off teachings. I mean, we can grab Mascot Exhibition. And maybe that is correct because 2 more lands and we can cast it. Plus, we get a couple looks via Insight and the top of our deck. Okay, I'm going to grab the Exhibition. I've talked myself into it. There's Deluge. Do we just main phase this, try to find land? It's very possible. Alright, I'm going to do it. Vanishing Verse and Pathway. Not bad. Let's take them. Ideally, we'd have had another white source there, but I think it's fine. We can still hold open Disdainful Stroke and Insight. You know what? If they want to tax my Insight, I think that's okay. So I'll give them the option to do so at the caveat of playing a little bit mana inefficiently. Yeah, they end up taking Exhibition anyways. That's fine. It serves as our win con. We just kind of prolong the game. Feeling very in control right now. Alright, what do you have? What you got for me? Removal spell or creature with removal spell? Probably good for Skyclave Apparition, honestly. That's like a control card. Is it Epiphany time? Or is it just pass and cast Deluge? I think it's Epiphany time. Birds online. They're holding open something or something that costs 2 mana is holding priority. So it would not surprise me if it is the Doomblade effect in white, and they just want to shoot a bird. I mean, we're pretty happy if they shoot a bird. They know my entire hand. They know this. They know Exhibition. The only card that's a mystery for them is the Apparition. It's up to you, man. Also, shooting a bird gives me a clue, which isn't exactly ideal for them. I think we just pass. Passing gives us access to Deluge. And we still get to hold open all our spells. Sorry. We can cast Deluge and cast Vanishing Verse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we cannot because we only have 8 mana. That was some cap. Resolves. I guess we'll remove it. Annoying because it grows their threat. And then I can Insight. Okay, Maul. Interesting. So they attack. I wonder if we'll find a Doomblade here. That's really funny. Alright. Doomblade secured. And that's game. Well, I mean, opponent's deck giving me access to my own removal spells is really cool. Not the ones I run, but close enough. Alright, no blue mana, but we have potential Vanishing Verse, Doomscar, and Infernal Grasp. So we're going to keep it. Hopefully we can draw some blue lands. Oh boy, give that a second. Everything will smooth out, I promise. Alright, all pathways, all the time. Aspirant comes down. That's good. Let's get down blue, I think. And then foretell Doomscar. And then Wrath on 3. After getting this down on white, then we have this on black. Yep. Nice little bump. And the opponent doesn't do anything. So maybe we don't Wrath. Maybe we just remove Aspirant. Take 2 for a little bit. And essentially try to force them into a spot where they have to keep committing to the board. I don't hate that. So that's black. And we pass. I want more value out of my Wrath. They didn't commit anything to the board at all that turn. Oh, I should have shot it there. Okay. On pass to attack. They play Guardian of Faith. Okay. So essentially I'm 1 life lower than I should have been, but I think this is okay. We can play out land. And I still don't want to Wrath because they have this. So we're going to foretell extra turn. And then cast Revelry. Okay. I don't hate this. When does this come back into play? They phase out. So this should still be in play, right? Am I tripping? Yeah. Okay, I think this is just glitched. Yeah, this thing's definitely glitched. This thing is not phased. Is it? I'm not sure. Because this says that any number of target creatures you control phase out. And yeah, until their controller's next turn. So this is back. Could have double blocked. I don't think it really matters. Okay. Get this down on black. We really need more blue. Let's Wrath. I could have attacked with the 1/1. Yeah, right? Glitched out phase animation. Sick. And we pass here instead of Foretell Saw It coming because we can potentially hold open removal or insight. Usher comes down. Double Usher. Okay. And we can cast this. Probably just grab Monk. If they had an island, I'd grab it, but they don't, so. Missing blue mana a lot here. It's kind of tough. So what can we play? We can Foretell here. Then we can play out the Monk. And pass, hold open all our things. Maul. Yeah, I'm gonna counter them all. That's probably worth it. And the second we find one more blue land, we're in a really good spot. There we go. So extra turn. Make some blockers. And now we just pass with Deluge and Insight. Adversary. Okay. And they... Okay, so I haven't actually faced this card a lot, or I faced it, but not like, quote-unquote, kicked. When you pay that cost 1 or more times, put many Valor counters on the adversary, and then people... or creatures you control get +1/+1 for each Valor counter on it. Okay, so they're going to pay the mana. And I'm going to make them pay the mana. They're going to attack with the Usher. We're going to remove this. This should shrink back to a 2/1 if I understand correctly. I do. And we shoot. Sweet. Deluge, grab. That seems pretty good. I think this game is pretty racked up now. I'll get in for 1. They're white. They don't have any hasty damage. All the Deluges. Okay, Aspirant. I think we counter that. But if we counter it, then we can't. Deluge for 7. And I kind of want to find more removal spells for Faceless Haven. So this is fine. Yeah, makes itself bigger. What are we taking? What do we need? Infernal Grasp and Verse. Actually, I could just grab Mordenkainen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. Yeah, so we're gonna grab Infernal Grasp. I know it puts me lower, but it deals with Faceless Haven. And Mordenkainen to make a big blocker. And provide us with card advantage. I mean, Portable Hole also kind of serves that role of removing the Aspirant. Now we have a lot of cards. This is where the fun comes in. Where we kind of just have to juggle around 2 threats, maybe 3. But we're not looking bad. I don't think they're going to attack unless they have, like, Portable Hole. But yeah, we make Dog. Candle Trap. That's a negate. Cool. I actually know what this does because of Draft. Not a bad card there. And that's enough to... you know, win the game. So I think I should have taken like 1 or 2 less damage based on phase passing and counters being put on the Raptor. But all in all, it works out. Okay, only 1 white source. We have Doomscar, Insight. I think this is keepable. We need 1 more white source to Wrath on 3 against Simic, or what looks to be Simic. Okay, I'm going to play this tapped. Get that out of the way. Get down white source, Foretell Doomscar. Yep. Nice little 1-2. Okay, Teamer. Okay, let me just make sure I have my mana right. This is gonna be black, or actually, these both have to be white. Yeah, okay, let's not mess that up. And we foretell Wrath. Right now we just look like blue-white control, which is also why I like playing this instead of this. They ramp themselves. So like team or mid-range. Play with fire face, okay. Deal 2, scry 1. Completely fine with that. No blue mana online. They play tracker. They attack. They're going to have 2 mana available, which worries me because they're technically a blue deck. But they can just crack for a card here once I Wrath, which is okay. So, Doomscar. Alright, that resolves. I didn't think they had Counterspell. I wonder what the blue's for. I think this might be a best of 3 deck that they are bringing into best of 1, and the blue cards are for the sideboard, because I did see a bunch of Wet Gruul lists going around. But yeah, turn 3 Doomscar will win you a lot of games. Okay, not a bad hand. All our colors, we got the Beaches and Marsh, or you know, the new Innistrad dual lands, which really help with the mana problems of the deck. On the draw, Revelry is worse. I really like how it shows you the little X's there. It's like, nope, can't do that, can't do that, can do this. That's pretty funny. Let's get this down first. Okay. Against Arctic Treeline. Interesting. Yeah, I want this down first so I can put this on white. Paladino class. That's a no. I am not spending an entire game with 1 mana attacks. If they have another one, so be it. But honestly, that's not the vibe right now. And we're not under pressure, so I can take the time to remove it. Spellbinder. What are you gonna tax? Liliana, okay. I mean, that's a late game Planeswalker anyways. So I don't feel too bad about it. Alright, so is my turn tap Demiria's Call, foretell Doomscar? It might be. I mean, realistically, we're trying to build up to 8 mana. This can fetch a land. This can fetch more lands eventually. I think we just start emptying our hand a little bit. We can foretell this. They're probably going to commit more to the board. If they commit another Spellbinder, I'm happy to Wrath. And I don't exactly want them to tax it even more than it has to be. Okay, Celestial Humans. Sweet. Other Wrath. Okay, how greedy am I? I really want to cast Deluge. Really, really bad. I'm taking 6. I don't think I can take 6. We have another Wrath, which helps. I think we just sweep the board, force them to rebuild. Let's not be uber greedy. Can't forget that the main way they kill me is with damage. I can outvalue them in a lot of ways. Okay, this thing is cool. This thing reads that its power is equal to the number of creatures they control, and then whenever it attacks for each opponent, so just 1, they create a 1/1 white human creature token that's tapped and attacking. So that's a pretty sweet card. Nice draw in the form of the Marsh. What are we doing? Am I taking a turn off just to draw cards? I think I can foretell this and divide it back to their hand. And then cast Deluge later. I'm good playing a slow, drawn-out game. Aspirant comes down. Okay. And Paladin class. That's frustrating. I think we just send this back. Like, there's no reason to fuss all that much. Now, I want to grab Teachings, but I'm worried that we're not going to be able to draw off of it. Because of, if we don't draw a land, we're not drawing off Teachings. So I'm going to play it safe and just grab Sciences. make sure we hit our next land. Okay, well, we would have drawn on a fit anyways, but I think this is fine. I don't want to just Wrath a Luminarch Aspirant. So am I just playing this, grabbing land, playing Deluge, passing? I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not terrible either, because we're going to be taxed on a mana, so we can't do it on their turn, unless we don't want to cast Sciences. And I think we do want to cast Sciences. So let's cast it. Grab Island. I'm going to play it out, just so they don't know I have the Marsh. And we're going to cast Deluge. Am I realistically ever casting Negate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I grab land here, just because holding open Negate is so unlikely. Then again, we do have more lands, but this guarantees land 8 for Liliana, which is pretty good. You guys might call me crazy. I'm going to take land, and I think we're just going to take this one. Now it looks like 9 because we're on the opponent's turn. All right. Sorry. Adelin comes down. They probably should have pushed in a bit more damage, but I think it's fine. All right. So we drew land anyways. Now we just Wrath this board. I see no reason not to. Which land do they know about? They don't know about any land. So we're going to play this. Wrath the board. Take him out. And because of the tax, we're just going to cast this now. That's pretty good. Like, definitely grabbing this. Now what else are we grabbing? So, removal's not bad. Board wipe's pretty good. I think we just grab other board wipe in case they want to recommit like a bunch of cards during their turn. Feeling very in control, guys. Adelin comes back down. It looks like they're struggling with white mana. Okay. Which I feel struggling with the mana base, trust me. So this is the entire turn. I think we can get down another black source. So we'll do that. We'll cast Epiphany. Get Epiphany down. We're going to remove the Paladin class, which is one of the main reasons portable holes in this deck. Okay. Am I going to cast Liliana and just remove this? I think so. We'll get this down on... Honestly, probably... Oh. I'm good with blue, actually. Okay. Now we can just pass. Or we can cast big Liliana. And I don't think they win past Liliana. Especially because it comes down. Removes their biggest threat. And now they have to deal with Liliana, and we still have double Deluge in the yard. Lair isn't terrible. Ren and 7 comes down. Okay. So what does Ren make? Tree Folk. So they're not out of it yet. Maybe I judged them a little too harshly. Let's plus. Can grab another Deluge, or I could put it in the yard and take Disdainful Stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 10 mana. I'm probably good for just grabbing Disdainful Stroke, but I kind of want more cards. We're going to grab this. And I'm tempted to cast it now and try to find removal spells so I can attack down Ren and 7. And I think that's what we're going to try to do. If I cast this, we get a lot deeper. I mean, we get a lot deeper, that's true. And I'm casting removal spell. I think I'm going to go with this one. And try to find 2 removal spells. Okay, I mean, that's not terrible either. So Epiphany and Verse, or double Epiphany? Probably end Verse, right? We can remove you. Well, actually, that's the thing, right? They can animate this and then have more, have another like attacking threat. I don't really want them to get more value off this though. And how much do I really value my Liliana? I mean, they can remove Liliana. I think that's okay. So basically, we have like infinite cards just trying to find one removal spell for a lair of the Hydra. It's not a bad spot to be in. And I'm not even going to foretell this. I'm going to hold open my Divide by Zero. On the off chance that they have something that they want to cast. I can also divide Liliana back to my hand, which is such an alpha move. I can't even begin to describe it. You know what? I think that's what we do. I think we just save Liliana. Alright. We're really winning this game now. It's kind of nasty. We grab a mascot exhibition. Okay. Let's start out with taking an extra turn. And foretelling counterspell for the future. We get in some damage. Well, that answers our problem. We can play Liliana now. Plus it, get more cards. And if we find land, hold open verse and counterspell. Kind of disgusting. Land, yep. We can put that on black. And we just get in for 4. So, verse removes the lair, and saw it coming counters whatever they play. Good old Esper. And it's not like we're low on cards. We have triple deluge in the yard. We've gone through like half our deck. This is what I'm talking about. This is my kind of magic. Drop a like on the video if it is yours too. Lair comes down. Just to be uber safe, I'm going to make them attack. And that's game. They're dead on board due to the gain and drain from Liliana. And they're gone. It amazes me that they stuck around that long. They spent like the last 2-3 turns trying to deal with Planeswalkers while I was at a very healthy life total. So yeah, absolutely ravaged Celestia humans there.